Good evening, friends. Today I'm going to tell another interesting story of two brothers. These two brothers governs our life a lot. They are the greed and the fear. So I'll tell you how these two things are going to play. First, how the greed plays. See, we cannot live without mobile phones. The mobile phones are built of chips. I mean electronic chips. And this electronic chips requires silver. Keep the word silver. We cannot, our offices will not work without computers, and the computers requires electronic chips, and that chips are made of silver. Keep the word silver. Our electronic gadgets like TV, washing machine, electric vehicles all are built of chips, and these chips are soldered using silver. So all these things require silver. Keep the word silver in mind. Now, since all the MNCs are governed and automated using chips, these automation tools requires chips, and that chips require silver. Keep the word silver. Certain MNCs use artificial intelligence tools, and we use ChatGPT, and lot of investment companies use artificial intelligence, and the artificial intelligence requires data, and that data is stored in data centers, and that data centers are built of chips, and that chips require silver. Keep the word silver in your mind. All the communication systems, like wherever there is IT work that is happening, for example the banking system is based on the electronic transmissions and electronic communication, and the banking system requires electronics, and that electronics are built of chips, and that chips require silver. Nowadays there are a lot of EV, electric vehicles, that are being used, and this EV requires batteries, and that batteries have silver in it. Keep the word silver in your mind. So banking cannot survive without silver, mutual funds cannot survive without silver, any IT firm cannot survive without silver. Any industry that has electronic automation cannot survive without silver. Any industry business that is being calculated using IT cannot survive without silver. You cannot call without silver. You cannot use mobile phones without silver. You cannot wash your clothes without silver. You cannot use your AC without silver. You cannot watch television without silver. So you cannot do anything without silver. So silver is a very essential commodity. It has penetrated into our lives so badly that all, say if you are using any mobile application, that mobile application should be run in a phone or an electronic gadget, and that gadget is built of silver. And nowadays every each and every person will be using at least one electronic application in their working environment. So we are so addicted to silver, and the price of silver is going so higher that all these industries are going to face a shortage of raw materials. Thus, if there is a shortage of raw materials, the cost of the equipments are going to go higher, and if the cost of equipments are going to go higher, then the services will be more expensive, and if the services are more expensive, then the profit will be less. So all the major industries are going to face a loss because of the expense, because of the rise in silver price. And all the gadgets are going to have higher prices, thus our saving ability to save money is also going to go low. And if our ability to save money is going to go low, we won't be able to provide money to the banks, we won't be able to provide money to the investment companies. And if we cannot provide money to the banks, and if we cannot provide money to the investment companies, then the banks won't be able to provide loan, that will affect the companies again. And if you are not able to provide money to the investment companies, then all the investment companies are going to go down, all the stock markets are going to go down. That will create massive unemployment along with inflation. Thus, if there is unemployment, first the inflation comes, then result of inflation will be unemployment, and once unemployment comes, then it goes to depression. So thus the silver and the rise in silver cannot be stopped, because we are so much addicted to silver and our economy cannot run without silver. Knowing this, lot of investment firms, lot of rich elite people have started hoarding silver, and lot of people have stored the silver in the form of paper, electronic forms. So they know that the price of silver is going to go higher and they are buying it and hoarding it up. If they are hoarding and if they are buying, the demand for silver is becoming more and more. So the fear of recession and the fear of economic depression is causing them to hoard silver metal. And since they are hoarding silver metal, that is increasing the price of silver metal, and that is pushing us to more towards global recession, or global depression. So is greed and fear really brothers? Only people who are afraid of global recession will hoard silver, and people who know that the silver price is going to go up will also hoard silver. And if they are hoarding based on their greed and fear, that is pushing the economy more towards recession. And once the recession happens, you are going to face losses. Your stock markets, you will not see any profits or any gains in stock market. At the same time, you are unemployed, and all your lively expenses are going to go higher. So you will be like in a very constrained situation where there is no electronic gadgets, no telecommunication system. So that fear will again bring you, force you to sell stocks, and selling stocks, and and that fear will force you to take your FDs out of bank. If FDs are taken out of bank, then there is no money for loan, and that will again bring losses to the companies. So now the fear is playing, and the fear is going to bring the economy more down. So the future global recession or global depression that is going to happen is basically because of our fear and of the greed. Now see, this is known to the bankers. Governor knows it. But if governor try to control inflation, then there will be a slight unemployment and slight chaos right now. And this chaos will impact the political image of the current ruling party. So the current ruling party is forcing the financial system not to control this inflation, and they are just like let the inflation go higher, because they don't want to have a bad image. So the fear of chaos and losing of power by the ruling party is forcing inflation much higher. The governors are unable to control inflation because the ruling party does not want it, and they don't want the chaos. And if this goes on, then at some point the prices will be so inflated and the banking sector will be in a collapse that the middle class and the poor people are going to face bigger challenges because they don't have silver with them, they don't have gold with them. Even if they have gold with them, at some stages they are so poor that they will be forced to sell their gold and their assets, and everything will be hoarded by the rich people. And once gold, silver, and property is being hoarded by the rich people, then it's more easier for them to control the poor. So it's going to make the rich more richer. And I humbly request the people who are in love with communism to share this to more wider public and force the government to at least make some regulations in the silver prices, and force the government and the RBI to bring down inflation in a very possible manner, and uh, and spread awareness that this slight recession control method is necessary for the better future, and keep the public in a very safe manner. So it's this is the responsibility of the people who love communism to stop inflation and protect the poor. Otherwise, they will be forced to fight bigger revolutions in the future. Thank you.